Just reading this report, and it really kind of hit me. The title is Terrorist Exploitation of Global Conflicts. And it's really striking how these groups are able to, exploit global instability.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's interesting is how they adapt to these situations.
Right.
I mean, you look at like Hamas and Hezbollah, they're leveraging these Middle Eastern tensions to gain support and resources.
Yeah.
And then you've got groups like Hayat Tahrir al-Sham.
HTS.
Yeah, HTS, exactly, who basically rose from the ashes of the Syrian civil war. And their tactics are really, directly shaped by that chaotic environment.
Yeah, that's really chilling how they're able to adapt like that. But something else in this report that really grabbed me was the section on AI.
Oh, yeah.
It's like something out of a sci-fi thriller, but it's happening now.
Right now. And it's a real double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Because on the one hand, you have security agencies that are trying to use AI to predict and prevent attacks.
Right.
But then you have terrorist organizations that are actually weaponizing it.
Wow.
To think about it. I mean, just imagine a deepfake video that's so realistic, it could incite violence or even disrupt an election.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
It is, the potential for chaos is huge.
And it's only going to get harder to,
oh, absolutely,
separate fact from fiction.
Especially with social media and these encrypted apps.
Right.
It's becoming a real breeding ground for misinformation and radicalization.
And we're seeing the consequences of all this, with the rise of lone wolf attacks in the West.
Yeah.
These individuals are often self-radicalized online, which makes them incredibly difficult to track.
Oh, for sure. It's like trying
to fight a ghost.
Yeah, you said it.
So how do we even begin to combat this kind of threat?
Well, it's a multifaceted challenge for sure.
Yeah.
And this report, highlights some key strategies.
Right.
One of the big ones is, increasing intelligence sharing between countries.
Okay, so if these groups operate across borders,
exactly,
we need to share information across borders too.
Yeah.
Makes sense. But I mean, isn't that playing right into their hands?
That's a good point.
Giving them exactly what they want. This idea of an oppressive state with constant surveillance.
Yeah, I mean, that's a valid concern, and it's a delicate balance for sure. But, the report argues that we need to find ways to share information.
Right.
That's crucial.
Yeah.
Without, while also safeguarding individual liberties.
Okay.
Another strategy that the report talks about is basically fighting fire with fire.
Okay.
Using AI to combat AI.
Ooh, interesting.
So think like real-time analysis to identify and counter misinformation or even predict potential attacks.
So you're saying we can use the same technology that terrorists are using.
Yeah.
But for good.
Exactly. I mean, we can develop these algorithms that detect deepfakes.
Right.
Or track suspicious online activity.
That's pretty powerful stuff.
It is, but technology alone isn't enough.
Right.
We also need to focus on community engagement.
Ah, the human element.
Exactly.
I was wondering when we'd get to that.
It's crucial, building strong communities and really addressing those root causes of radicalization.
Yeah.
That can prevent people from, becoming vulnerable to extremist ideologies in the first place.
Okay, so things like mentorship programs, interfaith dialogues,
right,
even promoting critical thinking skills online.
Yeah, all that stuff.
It's like we're building a firewall,
but
in people's minds.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got international cooperation, AI countermeasures, and this community engagement.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Well, there's one final piece of the puzzle, and it's probably the most controversial.
What's that?
Online regulation.
Ooh, yeah, I was going to say that's a tough one.
It is.
So you're saying governments and tech companies need to work together to remove terrorist content, enforce stricter moderation policies.
It's tricky, though, right?
It's very tricky. I mean, where do you even begin to draw the line?
Yeah.
Between free speech and preventing harm.
Right.
And who gets to decide what crosses the line?
Exactly. Those are all the tough questions.
Yeah.
And the report acknowledges those concerns for sure. But it really stresses that we need to find ways to limit the spread of harmful content.
Okay.
Without, stifling legitimate discourse.
So it sounds like there's no easy answer here.
Not at all.
No silver bullet.
Nope.
It's going to take a multi-pronged approach to really tackle this.
For sure.
We need this combination of intelligence sharing, AI, community building, and carefully considered regulation.
I think that's a good summary.
Okay, so for the average person listening to this,
Yeah.
what does this all mean?
I think it means that we all kind of have a role to play here.
Okay.
We all need to be more discerning about the information that we're consuming online.
Okay, so don't just take things at face value. You really got to question sources, consider biases, and be wary of anything that just seems too, sensational or emotionally charged.
Yeah, like if something's trying to really push your buttons.
Right, exactly.
It's probably a good idea to take a step back.
So it's like we all need to become these online detectives, looking for clues to figure out if something's credible or not.
Exactly. And, if you do see something that seems really dangerous or suspicious, don't hesitate to report it.
Yeah, report it to the authorities.
Yeah, we can all contribute to making that online environment safer.
It really sounds like knowledge is our best defense here.
It really is.
The more we understand about these threats, how they're evolving, the better equipped we are to protect ourselves and our communities.
I think you're absolutely right.
Well, this has been a really, sobering conversation.
Yeah.
But ultimately empowering, I think.
I agree.
So big thanks to you.
Oh, thank you.
For coming on the show and shedding some light on this, really complex and crucial issue.
It's been my pleasure.
And to everyone listening out there, if you want to learn more about this, you can find the full report on the Counterterrorism Certification Board website. That's www.ctcboard.org.
Great resource.
Yeah, it is. Stay curious, stay informed, and stay safe out there. This has been The Deep Dive.